What's going on, guys? It's Devin from BeastAesthetics, and I am updating you guys with a Q&A and a little bit of a vlog for today. I'm currently one day out from the Orlando Europa. I gotta make the 176-pound weight cutoff for my weight class. I'm doing the arm wrestling men's amateur class. Last year I got second in the same weight class, but this year I am weighing about 10 pounds bigger, if not more. So right now I am actually cutting for that weight. I was 186 pounds roughly an hour ago, and for all you guys who are going to be asking questions about how do you cut weight so fast, or how do you cut weight in general, I have made a few videos on this topic, but I'll just tell you guys real quick my technique. I pretty much eat the majority of my calories earlier in the day, around 24 hours out before weigh-ins. And usually I will eat around only 80% of my normal macronutrients for that day. So if I'm eating around a normal intake of 3,500 calories, today I only ate around 2,500. So bump it 1,000 calories less, keep the fat the same and keep the protein the same, but drop the carbs down a lot. And pretty much after that majority of food that I eat around 24 hours out, I will usually have another 1 to 2 snacks throughout the day that are only around 100 to 200 calories. And then after that I drink a lot of water, usually around probably 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of water. And then I cut my water intake out roughly 12 to 15 hours out, depending on what time I'm going to bed. Today I cut my water out 15 hours out because weigh-ins are not till 3 p.m. so it's a kind of a late weigh-in on Friday. And I peaked at 186.2 pounds, which was about an hour and a half ago. And you guys are probably wondering why I'm also wearing this jacket and the beanie in the middle of April in the spring in Florida, even though it's in the 80s. Well, anytime I drink a lot of water, especially a whole gallon at a time, I kind of get the chills. I think that's due to my body fat being really low still, so having a jacket and a beanie on helps with that a lot. So alright, so hopefully that answered that question for you guys who were wondering about how I cut weight. Now I'm going to get into this Q&A video. This is the first Q&A of 2014 that I have made. So I'm going to try to continue to do this about once a month. So this is April's Q&A video. So starting at the bottom, guys, I'm going to start answering your guys' questions. If I can't pronounce your name, or if it's not really easy to pronounce, I'm just going to say your question. So alright, my boy Josh Rose, do you think I can beat your 14,000 calorie day of eating? He says he can easily eat 15,000 calories. Josh, I would love to see you eat 15,000 calories in a single day on video. I would be mind blown. Serious. Alright, next question. What kind of training are you going to do to prepare for your arm wrestling competition? The only thing I did only thing I did different was I did a little bit of extra arm wrestling. I do arm wrestle on the off season when I don't compete in arm wrestling. Even though I'm not a real competitive arm wrestler, I still arm wrestle here and there for fun. But about a month out, I started pulling about once a week against my brothers and friends and some guys at the gym. And it was only once a week kind of a thing, so it didn't really interfere with my other training. And besides that, I just went heavier on exercises like forearm curls, bicep curls, pull-ups. I started incorporating butterfly pull-ups. Those really hit the top of your forearm. And that's pretty much it. Nothing really, too crazy as far as training goes. I might get a little bit more into arm wrestling training specifically, depending on, how this year's arm wrestling tournament goes. So we'll see. Alright, next question comes from Briar the best 48. I think that's how you pronounce your name. If not, I'm sorry, bro. He asked, what's my opinion on Layne Norton's fat routine? Well, I haven't really looked over Layne Norton's fat routine, but I have read people talking about the fat routine. And pretty much it seems like it's a combination of bodybuilding and powerlifting, which is similar to what I do. So if that's the case, I think it's going to be a good routine. And like any routine, you're going to have to put in hard work. And if you don't, it's most likely not going to work out. So that's just my opinion on that, guy. So any routine out there is going to be pretty good for the most part. It's just a matter of, are you going to put in the work, the hard work that the routine is wanting you to put out. All right, next question. What's my opinion? Alex K asked, what's my opinion on Isatori's BioGrow? Well, I really don't know. I haven't tried it out. I haven't done any reviews on it. If I ever do get a hold of it, I will let you guys know. Until then, I don't know, guys. So what is your guys' opinion on Isatori's BioGrow? Alright, next question comes from Sean. It's pretty much the same question about arm wrestling training. Nothing crazy, guys. Just a little bit of extra arm wrestling training on the table and going heavier on the muscle groups that are used in arm wrestling. Back, forearm, biceps, shoulder, rear delt. Z's, brah, said I look stoned. I get that a lot. A lot of people think I'm a stoner. I'm not sure if it's just because of the way I talk, my chill kind of attitude. But no, I don't smoke, so but it's kind of funny. I get that comment a lot. People asking if I'm stoned. All right, next question. Another arm wrestling question. Jason blah 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 asked if I can do a video arm wrestling baby slayer. Actually, funny story about that. When I first met George, I think the second time we hung out, we actually arm wrestled on a table, and he barely beat me. That was back in 2010 when I was 230 pounds and he was about 380 pounds. But now he's a freak, so I'm pretty sure he beat me a lot easier now, considering that he's still almost that weight, and I'm about 60 pounds lighter than that now and a lot leaner, so definitely lost some power when it comes to arm wrestling and some of my other lifts, but that's to be expected when you cut a lot of body fat and body weight in general. Chris McDonald is recommending me to watch Game of Arms. I have been watching it. I think it's a really good show. I think it's one of the only real shows out there right now. I can't stand most of these drama shows nowadays, but I think the Game of Arms is definitely a good show so far. Oh, I skipped a question. This is a good question here. Locked in Cunt asks, when do you think you'll ever get your IFPA Pro card? To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll ever compete in the IFPA because I don't think there's many shows from the IFPA in Florida, and I don't really plan on traveling to compete unless if it's a big show with a lot of fellow YouTubers that have invited me to do that show, and that's not even going to be for another 2 or 3 years, maybe, who knows, so not for a while, but whenever I do get ready to compete again, I might go for another pro card depending on what shows are around my area, so we'll see. His second question was, do you think anyone can improve their metabolism to a level like yours? Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I think your metabolism is mostly genetics. I do have an active lifestyle as far as weight training. So I think that's the main reason why I'm able to eat 3,500 calories a day and pretty much barely gain any body weight. But for the most part, I was a pretty skinny ectomorph, built my whole life, and I always had a hard time gaining weight. So my metabolism was much faster than most other people, and I really don't think it's changed much, to be honest, but I think the best way to improve your metabolism would be to slowly increase your calories over a long period of time, and make sure that you're doing a little bit of additional cardio as well, so you can eat more food if that's your problem. If you feel like you need to eat more food, just do a bit of, do an activity that's not going to be too strenuous on your body. Something like maybe playing basketball for an hour or two. That way you're able to eat an additional, a few hundred extra calories a day and not worry about gaining extra weight. All right, next question. I'm going to try to answer this one as fast as I can. It's a good question. Grand 433S pretty much wants me to talk about how I met George Lehman for the first time. So back in 2009 or 2010, I was looking up just weightlifting videos of teenagers around my age, and I stumbled upon George's video. And what caught my eye was not only the fact that he was doing Romanian deadlifts with like 6 plates at the time, was that he was doing it at the same gym that I had been going to for the past year. But the funny thing was, I had never seen him there. So I think I originally messaged him on YouTube and was like, "Yo, dude, I saw your videos on YouTube. I couldn't believe how strong you were." I said to him, and then I asked, "Hey, you want to ever have a workout?" And I think he invited me over to his house like the next day, and I remember showing up at his house, and we just kicked it off from there, and been really good buddies ever since. So that's how I met George. I met George through YouTube back in 2010, early 2010. Alright, so pretty much only one other question here is from A Bud K. I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce your YouTube name, bro. Sorry. Anyways, he asks, what's my current macros? Current macros are still the same, 70 to 75 grams of fat, 500 carbohydrates, and 225 grams of protein. It's been like that for a few months now. My refeed day is only thing difference is it's 600 carbs, and that's once a week. The other macronutrients are the same, fat and protein are the same on that day. I really don't have any short-term or long-term plans for my macros. I'm just taking it month to month, and I'll keep you guys updated on that on my 1 month, every month reverse diet update video. So alright guys, so that's pretty much all the questions that I see here. Thank you for posting your questions. I appreciate it a lot. And post your questions down below for March's Q&A video on this video. And that's about it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later on the next video. Deuces, bros.